getting easier and easier to see how news is created in this country and around the world. As soon as I looked at today's date numerology, I said, oh, 69 and 42 and 24. See how you add these numbers and they come to these? These are the primary date numerologies. And these are woman and Saturn numbers. So immediately I said, oh, the news is going to be about women and some sort of Saturnian ritual. And just based on that, of course, I looked on there, and the first thing I saw was pro-choice, abortion, female, that sort of thing. Okay, now look, it's just obvious as can be what's going on here. When was abortion decided? Well, it was decided in January 22nd of 1973. And look what abortion equals. Abortion equals 122, like January 22nd. Now that ought to concern you more than it initially appears, because think about the implications of what that means. That means that the Supreme Court did not decide anything. They didn't weigh out the case. They didn't actually go in there with any impartiality whatsoever. This case had to have been decided in advance just based on gematria. And that's crazy. I mean, you say, well, it's only based on gematria? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's some sacred geometry and that sort of thing mixed in there too. I'm sure we could probably look at the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse of that day and so on. And I'm sure those would probably match up as well. I haven't done so yet as far as when the date of when Roe versus Wade was decided. But look at that, 122 and then look at this, 123 days from today to the date of the deciding, not the year, but the date, 122 to 525. It's 123 days, like conspiracy. So, I mean, if you think it's just like some, like Zach says, we're not conspiracy theorists. This is conspiracy fact. I mean, this is obviously what's going on here. So 122 and 123, according to the rules of Kollel, they're the same number because you can be one off, and it means the same thing. It doesn't change the meaning, and that's a Freemasonry rule when using gematria. So one number off means the same thing. Now, look at the year 1973 was when abortion was decided. And the sick thing about that is we know that not only was this case not weighed out, it wasn't some actual justice that was going on between the defendant and the plaintiff. Is that the right word? Well, what's really going on here is just the fact that they were creating child sacrifice. And what is abortion? It's child sacrifice. And look at the numbers. 1973 is when it was decided, and child sacrifice equals 73. And 69, like Saturn. Even the heartbeat law that they were talking about in the article. Also, well, what did I do? Oh, I missed a T. Heartbeat law equals 73 as well. So they're just matching up today's news with the gematria, and even the case itself was decided by the gematria. So, I mean, how much easier, how hard is this to see and understand that our country's fake? That it's time to start understanding that everything these people do is fake, from the news to our politics. They're both wrapped up with the same numbers. So here we are again with today's date of 69. And how it relates over here to 96 from January 22nd. And by the way, if you sum all of the divisors of the number 69 and you add them all together, they equal 96. So this is why Saturn is said to be rotating, going around its orbit around the sun at 69.96 kilometers per second. At least that's what NASA tells us, right? So even NASA is just making up numbers according to, gematria. Saturn is 69, you see. And woman is 42, just like Saturn here, Saturn. And woman, 69 and 24, the mirror of 42, 69 and 24, you see. So, and in our date numerology, 69, 42, and 24, you see, Saturn and woman. Just like I said, this is exactly what I saw this. This was the first thing I looked at, and I said it's going to be a woman ritual day, and there's the news. It's just, it stands out so obvious once you learn this code. So if you doubt what Zach's teaching anymore, Zach Hubbard from Gematria Effect News on YouTube, then don't doubt it no more. I mean, here's the evidence right here. Everything your government does is fake. Everything this news these news sites do are fake. Your television programming, it's all fake. It's just like the WWE. You think just the WWE is fake and scripted. It's no more or less scripted than every sports game that's out there, or the lottery. That's scripted all by the same code. Don't doubt it. Learn the code and be able to prove it to people. All the ritual shootings are done by this code. All the people who are being killed in schools and in towers and in churches and synagogues are being killed and murdered by this code. Learn the code. It's happening in my neighborhood. I find out people who are killed in my neighborhood, and I decipher the code. It's obvious. It's easy to understand, but it does take a little bit. It's not going to jump in your lap. You got to get paper. You got to pay attention. You got to take notes. You got to pause and write stuff down, because you're going to have to learn things like how to compare lunar eclipses. Or now this part, this is easy though. You don't have to do all that. You can just do it the way Zach does, and just type in the word into your gematria.com calculator. And you can see how it compares and see how it's all fake. Look how easy this is. It's just easy to understand. You just type in the numbers and compare, you know? So, but the more you learn, the better you can understand just how much has been done in this country, not as it appears. There is no justice. People are being killed by a ritual code by the authorities in our country, you see. So, well, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.